Did you know that you can convert your reputation into a silver? And today we're gonna talk about this. The only downside is entry barrier. In most of the cases you need to have at least 100 or close to 100 spec in one build that is focused for hunting solo players in open world. Reputation itself is a very interesting and valuable stat. If you are a purely PvE player and you don't want to participate even in any kind of PvP, if you will get glorious stats, you will get pretty nice buffs like defense versus players versus player killers and crowd control resistance. On the other hand, if you will hunt players and you will of course reduce your reputation, you can actually earn insane amount of silver with budget builds. The only thing you need to remember is that when you will hunt players, solo players or groups, it doesn't matter, you cannot go over 19,000 of minus reputation. Otherwise, you will be blocked from yellow and red zones, which is crucial, guys. Because if you will get minus 20k or higher, you will not be able to enter any royal zones and it will be a pain. So in case if you reached this minus 20k of and you get this dreaded status, the only way that you can remove this and make your reputation a bit higher is only time. You need to wait. So if you will hunt, don't go over 19k, otherwise you will have problems. This video is not actually a guide, but a guidance. I want to show you that it is really possible to kill and earn money as a solo player. You need to use one-handed cure stuff, it is an option. If we take a look on bows, regular bow is nice, but I actually prefer warbow. Warbow is a bit better. If we talk about swords, for example, it is claymore. This is my favorite 3 weapons that I can use in open world to kill people. You can, to be honest, you can kill people in any build and with any weapon you want. About set itself, in most of the cases I prefer cleric robe. Maybe you saw in my previous videos how this cleric rope was saving my ass when I just make a kill and there's a bunch of blue players around my back, and the only way how I can survive is to enter solo random dungeon and then move through the mobs, take a shrine, A out and safely run away. But the thing is that, again, why you need this cleric rope? To activate this buff of immunity, and then during this immunity buff you can enter this solo random dungeon, but make sure that you are not in a combat. You saw it hundreds of times on my stream, and if you are new, I'll just show you in these examples how I was roaming on Royal Continent and was killing people even on stream. And take into account that there are lots of blue players, stream snipers behind my back, and I anyway was able to get some kills, earned some money, and was able to survive. If I was able to do it on stream, you will be able to do it not on stream 100%. In my opinion, the most efficient zones are around Lumhurst and around Albion. They are highly populated, and it doesn't matter is it a tier 7 zone or tier 6, you will find people everywhere. I'll remind you guys, on the last patch devs updated open world and now lots of players are farming roaming mobs around, so it will be much easier to get and to find your targets. So about tips, what you need to do when you want to hunt some players. First thing you need to remember that is going on foot without mount is very efficient. Let me explain. Reason number 1, you can hear your enemy much earlier than you will see him on the screen. For example, you see a spot that someone is farming this spot. If you will play only with in-game sounds, you might hear how your possible target is farming nearby spots. You can activate, for example, your soldier boots before you will see him on the screen and get your target with, if you're using Claymore, with your E-spell, or if you're using one-handed cure staff with the roots on W. One more important thing why traveling on foot is very important. When you're alone traveling through red zones, you might face one mounted blue player. Just ignore him, But when there will be one more blue player, maybe random player, maybe his friend, you can fake a mount up like this. And then you might see that some players are making one huge mistake. They are dismounting in front of your face. Thanks to this, you can cancel your mount up, instantly attack your target, and your victim will not have cooldowns ready, and you will be able to kill him pretty fast. So then you can use boots or cleric rope to enter a solo random dungeon or just run away. So it is one of the ways how you can bait people by running around on foot. So take it into account too. About builds. I strongly recommend you to use one-handed curse staff. Yeah, probably from all weapons that you can choose, it will be one of the best. Cleric rope, soldier boots, mage cowl, poison potions tier 6, riding horse tier 3, regular back 4.0 is more than enough to make a kill. You don't even need expensive offhands. This build with one-handed curse staff can erase people. But you need to understand that your build shouldn't cost a lot, because you will die probably a lot because of blue players and blue player police. That's why I recommend you to make a build that will cost 80k, maybe 50k, but not higher. And you know what? Make a loadout. Make an easy loadout. In my example, I am playing on Claymore. I just love this weapon, I love this build, I'm using this one. But you can use the same build with the same loadout, but with one-handed curse staff and regular shield. There might be some questions in comment section below under this video. Will it be okay, viable to do the same thing, but without specs, with same low tier items? In most of the cases, no, but it is still possible. Or if it will be viable, if we will use high tier items but with low specs, it is viable too. But I do not recommend you to do this also because of profit, because I think you will lose lots of silver. So this way of how you can earn money from your reputation is not the best money making method for new players. Definitely not the best. But to be clear, it is possible to kill people even on a fresh character with tier 4 items 4.0 in open world on Royals. It is possible because there are lots of blue players that are farming, roaming mobs on low health, and you can be lucky, you can just end them, get the loots and go to your city and sell this loot. But if we will talk about efficiency per hour, it will be low. You will count only on luck, because without specs you will not be able to kill almost anyone in open world. So what you should do in case if there are, for example, 5 blue players behind your back and you don't know how to survive. If you see that they are not going anywhere, they will follow you till the end. One of the most efficient ways how you can escape is group dungeons or solo random dungeons. Let's start with group. So when you're running from blue players and you see group dungeon, dismount of this dungeon, wait for your cooldowns, activate your soldier boots and then enter your dungeon. And it doesn't matter did they hit you or not, you will not be in combat when you will enter this group dungeon. So you will be able to die to mobs and you will not have 3 minutes timer. It is very important. So let's imagine the scenario. You are running away from divers, you are dismounting in the front of this group dungeon, you wait for your cooldowns, you're activating soldier boots and then entering this dungeon and dive into a mobs deeply as you can and survive as much as possible. You need to die to mobs and make sure that enemy player would not hit you with auto attack, because if he will hit you with auto attack when you will die to mobs, you will have 3 minutes timer and probably you will be dead. In most of the cases these blue players will not follow you, but if they will follow you, there is high chance to kill some of them and maybe all of them. The same thing about solo random dungeon. Probably you saw how I was surviving via cleric rope and was able to enter this solo random dungeon. The thing you need to do when you enter this solo random dungeon is to dive deeply as you can and pick up all shrines. Pick up all shrines, because thanks to these shrines, in most of the cases, you will be able to survive thanks to refreshment shrine and movement speed shrine. You just go to the end of the dungeon, you make a huge distance between your blue players and yourself, and then aim out with a bubble. That's how you can survive too. I predict some comments and messages regarding, oh, why you are learning people how to PK, etc. It is bad, you don't need to do this. Guys, this game is about full loot PvP, about fun. And thanks to these PK players on Royals, they are creating action, this thrill when you are farming open world. So I think if we will have much more solo players that will roam in open world, especially on royals in PK status, will affect Albion world and environment itself in super positive way. I really think about this, and it is my honest opinion. I really don't feel bad about creating this video. So don't try to type in comment section below that you are doing something bad, you are doing something wrong. No, it is just one of the ways how you can earn silver via this reputation conversion. So yeah, you can basically convert your reputation into a silver. Some more tricks that you need to know. When you are going to hunt in open world, you don't need to turn on PK immediately. If you are not in PK mode, I recommend you to roam around zones, figure out what zones are populated and which are not, and then turn on PK when you need to. Second thing, when you got this debuff, for example, it might happen to you pretty often. When you got this debuff, you can remove it in the city. So first, you need to stash all items in your inventory into a bank. Make sure that you got no items. Then you press suicide, like this. Resurrect. And you can turn off this debuff immediately. So, one more tip. How to figure out is your enemy nearby or not. If you see silverbacks, yeah, it means that your enemy is 5 minutes away from you. And the reason is simple. This loot will automatically disappear in 5 minutes. Automatically. So if you see a silverback, you will know on 100% that your enemy is nearby. So be ready. There are lots of players also around other cities. Yeah, there are. And for example, if you are playing during a prime time, there is actually a sense to roam around around other royal cities, because since population will be high, amount of blue players will be insane too, and it will be hard to kill someone and survive. That's why if you are playing during prime time, you can also check other red locations near other cities. And if you want to play on your own build, make sure that your build got insane amount of damage per second in short periods of time. Because if you want to kite your enemy a lot, if you need lots of time to kill your victim, it might lead to your death. You need to make sure that you are making a kill as fast as possible. That's why I was suggesting you to play on one-handed curse staff or with claymore, maybe in some cases with warble. But again, warble is a nice option actually, but if you will hunt gatherers, for example, yeah. But if you will hunt farmers, warble might be not the great option because it got no burst damage. So yeah, you understood. If you want to hunt and you want to play on your own build, on your own setup, make sure that you got high damage per second build. Let's imagine scenario. You're roaming around on royal continent as a blue player, yeah? You did not turn on PK, and you see that someone just entered a solo random dungeon. And you see that your build can kill him pretty easy. What you need to do, and you what must to do. You're coming to this solo random dungeon, instantly turning on PK and entering this solo random dungeon. When you will enter it, this guy will have a cooldown on his bubble protection. So if he will decide to go out instantly, you will just follow him and you will be outside both without bubble. Thanks to this trick, you can kill him and get him. Otherwise, if you will wait for a long time and if you will turn on PK in 30 seconds later or in 40 seconds later, you might miss a kill, because if you will lose time and you will enter much later, when you will enter this random dungeon, an enemy will see you, he will just go out, but his cooldown on his bubble will be off and he will easily mount up and run away. So if you see an opportunity to kill a blue player and that you can turn on PK right now and fight him and kill him, do it, guys. Do it. Don't wait. Lots of players on stream coming and asking me what kind of money-making methods I am using. I'm always answering, mostly corrupted dungeons and roaming in open world. And this roaming in open world, I mean, yes, for real, when I'm tired, when I want to relax, I'm turning on music. Yeah, I was saying you to gank people without music and with only sounds. It's very useful, but I get used to play with music. I cannot handle myself. I'm turning on music, taking my cheapest 4.1 set and go in open world in royal zones. And you know what? On a relaxed mode, I can earn easily several millions in 15-20 minutes, half an hour, pretty easy. Yeah, probably I will die several times, but who cares? I'm instantly using these loadouts, buying a new set and going open world again and trying to get a Gucci kill. And in 99% of the cases, I'm making profits. So guys, it is all up to you. It is super easy to make money and convert your reputation into a silver. I hope this video was useful, and now you will try to gank in open world. And if you even don't have 100 specs on cure staff, it is easy to farm this one-handed cure staff, especially right now on these open world mobs, with no problems. Even if you will have 60 specs or 70 specs on one-handed cure staff. By the way, I have only, I got 100, but it doesn't matter. If you will have even 60 or 70 specs, it is enough to go in open world and try to get some kills. More than enough, guys. So take your 4.1 set, 4.0 set, one-handed cure staff, claymore, and go and hunt people. Get some fun. I hope this video was useful and you will try this silver method making by your own. See you soon, guys. Stay safe. Bye bye.